Hey there, Start here. So I made a few modifications to my original fire team, the one that I posted a couple days ago. You may have seen the one I posted yesterday with my EX1 lock. I will do another version of that clear after maintenance when I can get my lock to EX2 with the VIP shards, assuming they come out this week. Pretty sure they're supposed to. Anyways, I'll do one more clear with an EX2 lock. Basically just putting him in place of Flaring Ether Rain, just to see if I can improve my damage score a little bit. But with the modifications I made to my original clear, I was able to get this team up to around 33 billion. I think it can probably go as high as like 35 or 36, but 33 has been sort of the average. I think my highest so far has been 33.6. We'll see what we get on this one. But anyways, yeah, made a few modifications. I'll show you the gear and everything at the end, because there is a chance that Hyo decides to misbehave and not counter the defense buff away on at the end of turn 3. So if he does that, then I'll have to restart. All right, so I'll show you the gear at the end, assuming everything goes well. So let's go ahead and get in there and see how we get this done. All right, so this is still a 4-turn clear. I like to get things done as quickly as possible, especially if you're, rerunning for variants. You want to save yourself as much hassle as possible. So on this turn, all Frosty does is imbue himself with ice. He's the only person going ice element on this clear. Hyo can go ahead and do his LB for the breaks and the fire imperil. Saz is going to do 10,000 needles for Mirage. Rain, on this turn, honestly, he can just guard. He doesn't need to do anything on this turn. We can do Aldor Leader, I guess, for some buffs. Rosa is going to do Protectica for the physical mitigation, and True Glorious Rain of Arrows for the 90% all element buff. Because the boss does a lot of, so he does a lot of physical damage, but it's elemental physical damage, and so some of it's non-elemental, some of it's elemental. For the elemental stuff, this will cover us, right? Genesis on this turn can just guard. All right, so Rosa is going to cover us for the most part. Everyone has at least 10% to all elements, so that basically covers us. You see there's one physical that that slips through there, but the damage is very, very minimal thanks to the Protectica. All right, on this turn, Frosty can just do Solitary Sword Dance. That's for the mod boost to his LB. Saz is going to do Elemental Power Fire on himself, and then put me behind the wheel to put up the amp fields, and then just Pyro Burst to hit the boss. All right, Rain's going to shift, do his LB. All right, hopefully it doesn't kill the boss, right? I probably should have done his LB before I did the buffs. Let that be a lesson to you. All right, so Hyo is going to do Blazing Brand, Daunting Aura, and Blazing Spirit. Okay. Rose is just going to do her LB so that Saz gets some kind of Reaper Killer buff. Genesis can once again guard on this turn. All right. Okay, so Hyo countered on that one, which is good. The question is, will he counter on the next one? That's the one that's important, because we want to get rid of that defense buff. All right, so now we're just preparing. So we'll do Icy Accretion for the 150 amp, Icy Grasp for the 89 breaks, and Demon Guard just for something to do. We don't really want to deal any damage to the boss, because you can see he's quite flimsy at this point. All right, Eidolon, start your engines for the mod boost. Rain will do his 150 amp. Armor grant me the power to fill his LB and Unyielding Conviction. Genesis is going to do all of his stuff. Elemental Burst Fire, fill LB, end with Loveless Preface for the mag store. All right, Rosa is going to go ahead and start dealing out the Reaper Killers to Hyo and to Genesis. All right, Hyo is going to do Refined Stance for the Weapon Imperil, Ultimate Flame for the 150 amp, and Blazing Spirit again to imbue the boss with fire for a second turn. This is just to make sure we resist all the physical damage, because we have a good fire resist. Everyone has good fire resists. There's a little bit of magic damage there, but you can see it's inconsequential. Doesn't really matter. All right, come on, Blade Crack. Yes. All right. He usually does it, so it's pretty rare that he doesn't counter on that turn, but every now and then he forgets to counter, and you're stuck with a defense buff. All right, so moment of truth. Let's see how we do. All right, we're gonna do Reaper Killer to Rain and to Frosty. Make sure you don't accidentally give it to Saz, because he doesn't. He's worthless with that. Okay, LB, LB, LB. And LB. All right, now in order to make sure that Rain fits in all of his hits here, I found the best way for chain order, because he's doing triple Mirror of Equity. Everyone else is doing either Extreme Nova or triple Bolting Strike in the case of Saz. So I start with Rain. I tap Rain first, followed quickly by Frosty and Hio, and then Saz. All right, it's all in pretty quick succession, but it's important that Rain goes first, just to make sure that all of his hits land within the chain. Okay, so I go Rain, Frosty, Hio, Saz. Okay, and then obviously Genesis once the chain ramps up. Okay, I might have missed a couple of hits in there. Usually I get like 110. I think 110 or 111 is what I'm supposed to get. I missed a few in there. The timing is a little bit tricky. Yeah, see, I only got like 31. That's all right. We'll see. I think Rain's probably going to come in a bit low, because I think I delayed it a little too long between him and everybody else. Let's see. He still did 6.5, but he usually does over 7. He usually does 7 billion. Wow, Hio rolled really low. Thank you for that, Hio. That's fantastic. And then yeah, Frosty's done this. He's done over 5 for me before. So I think that, honestly, I think that was just a bit of a low roll from everybody. Rain did miss a few hits at the beginning of the chain, but I don't think that was enough to really impact his score that much. Really, that was just Hio and Frosty rolling really low. Like, normally Frosty does 5 billion or more. Hio normally does over 9 billion. So just a couple of low rolls there. If they had rolled a bit more normally, probably would have done like 33 billion. But that's just to show you how it works. Variance is, of course, a cruel mistress. You're going to have to re-roll for variance no matter what if you're, trying to get a high score in this game. All right. So let's get through to the gear. All right, so Rain in his normal form, just build him for full evasion. That's all he is in this form. He's only in this form on turn 1. His Brave Shift form is, full on damage. Ruler's Chainmail. Yeah, I gave him 2 forms of chain speed, since he isn't a true dual wielder and has the 8 times chain cap. Chain speed is really important for him to make sure he's maximizing his damage. So Prodigious Performer and Medine Synergy. Prodigious Performer, of course, comes from Olivera. Medine Synergy comes from Deity of War Tyvus. You could also use Memories of Childhood from Neovision Tifa. Okay, that works just as well. And then I gave him this vision card, and he's capped on killers, LB damage, good to go. All right, Hio in his normal form, again, 100% evasion is all you really care about. It doesn't really matter if he counters in this form. That was from my previous clear. He's going to be spending most of his time in his Brave Shift form. He gets Rain's card. So in his Brave Shift form, full on damage, he has all my best gear. He does still have a counter materia, so that he counters on turn at the end of turn 3. Promise from Childhood, that's Avalanche Tifa, which also does chain ramp for him as well. Okay, he should be good to go on killers. Yep, 300 Reaper, 300 LB damage, good to go. All right, Rosa, again, she's just our passive provoker, Blizzard Orb for death immunity, 100% evasion, so she's got 100% provoke, 100% evasion. Yep, and that's all she really needs, okay? Saz is, again, 100% evasion in his normal form. And 3 stars is just for MP reduction, 50% MP reduction, so that he can cast his elemental power fire, because normally it's 1000 MP, so using 3 stars brings that down to 500, which is much more reasonable. And yeah, so he's just physical evasion. 10,000 needles, obviously, for the Mirage on that first turn. Then in his Brave Shift form, dual wielding guns. Total Eclipse came from the special event. You should be able to get this. If you missed the event, you should be able to get it with the keys now, the striking keys. This one's nice because it comes with dual wield boosts and 1500 flat attack, which makes it very nice for Saz. So the other hand is just the Dark Visions one-handed gun. All right. And then, yeah, Moonshade Earring is there for status resists. And then he should be good on everything else. He's got Ibarra's card, and he should be good on his killers. Yep, 300 killers, 300 LB damage. He is good to go. All right. Frosty is dual wielding swords to take advantage of the 40% sword imperil. So Dark Ragnarok, and then, you know, just your other highest attack sword. You could also go fists on him, but swords do have higher variance, so fists are stuck right at 1.15 variance, whereas swords have the ability to go up to 1.25, so slightly better variance on swords. However, if you do happen to have 2 copies of Berserker Riku's fists, those are potentially a better option for Frosty. You might have seen in my lock clear, however, that I went with daggers and throwing weapons. I will do that again when I redo my lock clear. Once he's EX2, I'll throw daggers on him again, because daggers also have good variance, and lock brings a 45% dagger imperil. So that's why you might have seen him wearing daggers in my lock clear. Otherwise, yeah, he's got a bit of chain ramp speed as well, since he's an 8x chain cap. And then just finishing up on his killers, he's got Laswell's Ice card, 300 Reaper, plenty of LV damage there, good to go. Genesis is pretty much standard gear. He hits the damage cap so easily. You honestly, you don't actually have to worry about Genesis so much. He does so much damage that you could probably take off the Magister's Ring and give it to somebody else, and he would still hit the damage cap. But I keep the Magister's Ring on there just because it's the highest mag accessory I have. You could make that the Emperor's Ring. I'm just too lazy to do it. I don't care that much about like 100 more static mag, whatever. But also, if you don't have Moonlit Parade, you would need the Magister's Ring for the chain cap boost. So if you only had Dazzling Demoness, obviously Magister's Ring is going to be there for your chain cap. Genesis coat is nice because it comes with 500 static mag, so then you can give like a cow chest piece to somebody else. You don't have to waste it on Genesis. All right. Moogle Calligraphy is there for the Reaper Killer. I know it's limited, but if you don't have it, I think he's still going to hit the damage cap, so don't worry about it. And then just maxing out his MP, trying to get his Reaper Killer up there, but 250 was as high as I could get it. As you can see, that is more than enough, thanks to Rose's 250 killer buff. And that is the team. All right. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. And yeah, like I said, I'll do one more clear once my lock hits EX2 after maintenance this week, and that'll probably be it for me for Dark Visions. That's all I have. I might try a Rebellion team. Someone asked if I would do a Rebellion team with lock. I did do a test run with my Rebellion team, and the damage just wasn't that good. Like, maybe with an EX2 lock, it'll reach like 30 billion. I might do it anyways just because somebody asked. So I might do an updated clear with this team, and then I might do a Rebellion team with my EX2 lock just to show you how that works. So possibly 2 more clears coming up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes out in the live stream this week. It's possible they might have another Clash of Wills coming up. It seems a little soon for that, but if Clash of Wills comes out this week, I might not have as much time to do Dark Visions content, so we'll just see what comes out this week. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.